rich piece of American history, African American inventions. In my speech, you will hear about some things that we take for granted or that we don't think are beneficial, but you will also hear of a few things that are very beneficial and are still in use today. Now, we've all contributed and invented things that are in use in America today. Caucasians are known for inventing the TV, internet, advancing medication, and so much more. Asians are known for inventing paper making, the compass, gunpowder, and printing. Indians are known for inventing the buttons, the game of chess, rulers, shampoo, flush toilets, plastic surgery, cataract surgery, and radio wireless communications. Hispanics are known for inventing the oral contraceptive pill, the ballpoint pen, photography, ACE inhibitors to treat hypertension by Miguel Angel Ondetti. Radiologist Julio Palmas invented the balloon expendable stent that is used to treat cardiovascular disease. That's been inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. And Dr. Domingo Leota invented the first artificial heart to be transplanted into a human being, and it's been placed at the Smithsonian Museum. So the white inventions, I saw something like that on Twitter as one of my sources. The Asians, I looked it up on Wikipedia, storypick.com for the Indians, and thoughtcode.com for Hispanic history of inventions. Now, while it's not African American History Month, founded by African American Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Month, there is a reason we study our history. According to the Board of Education, history curriculum is a requirement from pre-K to college because it is a vital part of knowing how you and your country came to be. So being an African American, I would like to share a few things that African Americans invented as well. Is that all right? Thanks. So Alfred L. Crowley. How many of you use the ice cream scoop when you're trying to get your ice cream out of the box? Or that's what I thought. So Alfred A. Crowley invented the ice cream scoop, making it easier for people everywhere to enjoy their favorite treat. Crowley studied at a seminary, worked as a carpenter, and then became interested in mechanics. He was the first Black man to receive a patent in Pittsburgh. How many of you cross the street or drive on the street and you know there are rules of the road? Okay, so the gas mask, have you heard of the gas mask before, what they use in the mines? Okay, great. So when you're crossing the street and the traffic light tells you when to stop, when to go, the cars, it'll tell you when to go, when to stop. Okay, imagine what the roads would look like without those traffic lights. Well, thanks to Garrett A. Morgan, we don't have to. Born to freed slaves with only 6th grade level of education, Morgan owned a repair shop, clothing business, and cosmetic product line. He started the Cleveland Called Black newspaper in 1920 and patented the mechanical traffic light in 1923 and sold it to General Electric. How many of you as children used water guns? Me too. Lonnie G. Woodson changed childhoods forever when he invented the Super Soaker water gun. As a Tuskegee graduate who joined the Air Force and was assigned to Strategic Air Command, Johnson worked on the stealth bomber program. He also worked on the Galileo mission to Jupiter and the Cassini mission to Saturn. While working on an enviro-friendly heat pump, he invented the Super Soaker and later started Johnson Research and Development and acquired some 100 patents. Any potato chip eaters in here? Me too. Snacking just wouldn't be the same if George Crumb, also known as Speck, hadn't invented the potato chip. A cook and restaurateur, the story of Crumb's invention is quite entertaining. He was working at a restaurant that served French fries, and a customer sent them back for being cut too thickly, which upset Crumb and sous chef. So he cut them extra thin to enrage the customer, but they obviously liked them. So the snacks were called Saratoga chips. Doritos, Lay's, everything you eat today came from Mr. George Crumb. Any moviegoers that like to see movies in 3D? Only one of us? Two? Three? Okay, there we go.
They kind of give me a headache though.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, African American Kenneth J. Dunkley might contribute to your headache. He's a pioneer in the field of holography. He started a revolution when he invented the first pair of 3D glasses. Born in 1939 in New York, Dunkley came across a discovery while researching human vision. He had found that by blocking 2 points in a human's peripheral vision, one could transform two-dimensional visuals into a three-dimensional space, creating a unique visual effect. He patented in 1986 for 3D vision. Dunkley innovation would visualize 3D imagery from 2D without the aid of special lenses, mirrors, or any optical effects. Dunkley has also conducted various visual experiments at the Museum of Scientific Discovery in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for 4 years. A leading man in the field of holography, he is the president of Holospace Laboratories Incorporated in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. His work was definitely a foundational catalyst in the way we use technology to view films today. Okay, how many of us wear shoes on our feet? Okay, me too. All right. Jan Ernst Metzliger was born in Dutch Guiana, the South American country now called Suriname. He worked in machine shops as a child. In the 1870s, he immigrated to the United States and eventually settled in Lynn, Massachusetts, where he found work at a shoe factory. His invention in 1883, Metzliger successfully invented what many before him had attempted: an automatic shoemaking machine that quickly attached to the top of the shoe to the sole. The process is called lasting. Metzliger's machine could produce more than 10 times what human hands could create in one day. This invention revolutionized the shoemaking industry and made shoes affordable to the average person. Anyone use the home security system, or have you seen cameras at stores that are being used? Awesome. Okay. Mary Van Britten Brown and her husband Albert created an early closed-circuit television system to be used for home monitoring. That security system was the forerunner of all advanced home security technology in use today. Mary Van Britten was born and raised in Jamaica, Queens. She became a nurse who, like most nurses, did not work regular 9 to 5 hours. Her husband, Albert Brown, was an electronics technician. When she was home alone at odd hours of the day or night, she sometimes felt concerned. The crime rate in their neighborhood had increased, and everyone in the neighborhood knew that police response time in their area was notoriously slow. Marie wanted a way to feel less vulnerable. Working with her husband, Albert, the two began devising a home security system. One issue that bothered Marie was having to answer the door to identify a visitor. Soon they had a plan for a motorized camera that was attached to a cabinet added to the door. The camera could move up and down to take views through 4 separate peepholes. The top spot would reveal the identity of a tall person. The lowest one would show if a child was at the door. The other peepholes could capture any person between these two heights. A TV monitor was placed in the Browns' bedroom, and Albert used a radio-controlled wireless system to feed the images seen at the back door to the monitor. A two-way microphone also permitted conversation with the person at the door. If the homeowner was concerned about the person at the door, a button could be pushed that would sound an alarm to signal a security firm, a neighborhood watchman, or it could alert a nearby neighbor. If, however, the person was a friend, a button could be pushed that would unlock the door remotely so that the visitor could come in. As anyone who has visited an apartment in recent times knows, units exactly like these, the one that Browns invented, are used in multi-dwelling buildings throughout the country. Today, the technology for such a system has shrunk drastically, but the invention is just the same. Okay, and one of my last ones, Daniel Hale Williams was an African-American general surgeon who in 1893 performed the first documented successful pericardium surgery to repair a wound in America. Pericardium, peri means around and cardium is the heart. He also founded Providence Hospital, the first non-segregated hospital in the United States right here in Chicago, Illinois. So while he wasn't the first reported person to do an open heart surgery, he was the first one to do a successful open heart surgery. So again, there is a reason we study history in our educational system. It is an integral part of our history curriculum, and it is a vital part of knowing how you and your country came to be. I'm sure we'll all continue to carry the torch to be innovative and creative human beings. Thank you.